where, you know, let's stop looking at old ways and old people. We're talking about new people with old ways and old law. Even many people that go to the universities, they may not be black, they might be white or whatever. When they go get their jobs in a system, if they don't try to also understand that our story has to be taken serious, although we are 15% racial demographic or whatsoever, our story is serious. And when our story gets misconstrued, not only through law, not only through the media, but when culture makes a joke out of us, half the people that left here might have thought our story or this situation might have been, okay, this thing, I'm gonna take it in passing. But our life and our story is not one to just take as a trend in passing. Or you look up black in the phone and just see a whole bunch of TV shows, or bop your head to the music in a car and then hook it up to your, you know, to your Beats by Dre and all, and think that, you know, I'm privileged to get this as a convenience, but I can also detach myself from the burden of it. These changes of the perception on the young people who are going to be the older people to be, has to come with a non-stop fight. Don't let the paper make you soft. Yes. And don't let the academia of your degree make you quiet and silent. The worst thing for a smart person to be in the United States of America is a silent-ass fool.
It's a silent conspirator, because basically you're conspiring with the system for uneven results. And I like what you said about young people being the old people of the future, because you will do the hiring. You will make some decisions. Now, we know from a recent study by a Harvard University professor that Tammy will get a job before Tamika does. We know that just a simple name that sounds black. If a white person was named Tamika, she might not even have her resume basically screened. So we know the black Tamika will not. But young people can make a difference in their attitudes, which is why, of course, we hope that all of you will take African American studies classes, will study history, so that you have the opportunity to change. We saw a rigidity in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. People talk about post-racial. It's never gonna be post-racial. But we can be racial in terms of interpreting fairness. By that, I mean that when white people take racism as seriously as African Americans do, and white people decide that it's unacceptable to essentially send you an applicant pool that has no diversity in it. I'm on a board right now, and I told the little man who was looking for, I said little man because he got on my nerves too. I said, do not bring an applicant pool up in here with no black people and no women in it. He turned around and did it anyway. And he said it was urgent that we hire somebody right away. And I said, no, I got your urgent. It's urgent that you bring me the applicant pool that I asked you for. I don't care. I'm not gonna have an unqualified person, no matter what their race, running the money at this hospital. But I will also not have, and do not tell me you cannot find a black CPA. Do not tell me, I mean, just don't.
So,
you know, I have them in my Rolodex.
Because we are in your house, we're gonna give you the final word this evening as we get ready to close up. And before I say a big thank you to our panelists and our audience, go ahead.
I would just like to say thank you to all of you for coming out. I was really impressed to see the diversity in our audience, and that was also reflected in the diversity of the students that came out and protested. I think it's very important that we have a conversation about race amongst people of all colors and backgrounds, so thank you.
And thank you, and thanks to the audience today. We appreciate it.